don't get recognized as often as you think. So if you can provide that opportunity for people, for companies and brands, that's really valuable. And that's a really interesting way to start a conversation.
Hi, I'm David Reimer, founder of Magnificent Marketing and host of the Magnificent Marketing Podcast. And in our podcast, we just team up with some of the brightest marketing minds in the entire world, where we dig into everyday problems that people are having in the marketing landscape, in addition to some of the big changes that happen. The one constant of marketing is change, and we make sure to stay on top of it. So if you're interested in learning and keeping on the cutting edge of all things marketing, subscribe to our podcast, start learning, and enjoy. Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Hailey Friedman. Before falling in love with growth marketing, Hailey was an English teacher in the Bronx for Teach for America. On her nights and weekends, she launched a mobile app startup and was invited to pitch at South by Southwest. Her experience with entrepreneurship sparked a journey to answer one simple question: how do you get someone to buy something? Since then, Hailey has worked with startups around the world and writes about many of the lessons learned on her blog, Growth Marketing Pro. Hailey is currently head of marketing at Improvato, a tool that helps marketers automatically collect all their data into one place. And today, we are going to be talking about how to set up a successful affiliate program. Hailey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned just a bit ago, before we started recording here, is that I'm very, very excited to talk to you about this. I have dipped I guess more than a few toes, maybe a heel into affiliate marketing. And if you have the right fit, if you have something to offer that a lot of speakers, influencers out there can utilize, it's a fantastic, fantastic way to generate money, help a lot of people, and create truly a win-win-win-win partnership.
Totally.
But before we get into everything, for those that might not be familiar with the terminology, can you talk about what an affiliate program is for those who just may not be familiar with that?
For sure. So a lot of people don't know what an affiliate program is. And actually, I didn't know what it was until I was at my last job. And my boss said to me, we were at a startup. I was the 15th employee, I think. And it was just two people on the marketing team. And he said, hey, can you go build an affiliate program? And I literally had to Google, what is an affiliate program?
After you said, sure.
Sure, yeah, no problem. Okay, what the heck is an affiliate program? So I did some Googling and I figured it out. And the cool thing that I learned, so what affiliate marketing is it is taking advantage of bloggers and influencers that already have an audience online, and leveraging that relationship they already have with all these people, and having them sell your products for you. And so it's a win-win because they get to monetize their audience and their network, and you get kind of a quick route to customers and sales. So one of my favorite things about the traffic that comes to your website from affiliates is that it's primed, right? So someone's already done the job of selling for you. And I've actually seen the numbers, the average conversion rate of a website visitor on a landing page is around 1%. But when it's affiliate traffic coming in the door, it converts at about 4.3%.
Amazing. Not surprising, but awesome.
Yep.
And it makes a whole lot of sense because step one of a marketing equation is building your brand, building your awareness of, people aware of your company, aware of problems. And, that takes time. Sometimes I think Content Marketing Institute says, give yourself 12 to 18 months before you even start selling anything. And of course, a lot of us don't have that much time, but, building that brand takes time. So you basically get to leapfrog that effort. Of course, you should probably continue to build your own brand, but you get to leapfrog that to tap into people who have already done so. So that's just the beauty of it if you find the right fit. So like I said, big fan. Now, though, one question a lot of people might be trying to ask themselves is like, yeah, man, that sounds amazing. Like you're telling me I can get 400% more return on traffic and I get to skip over branding awareness and tap into somebody else's stuff or somebody else's marketplace and audience, but is it right for me? So how would a company or a person decide, to take advantage of this wonderful form of marketing and sales? So how would somebody decide on that? And also would love to touch on this so that we can maybe, give them an additional revenue stream, our listeners, that they just might be sitting on and it's not tapped into. So how do you think someone could decide on that?
Totally. So I think you have to understand, are there influencers in your space? Are there people who have an audience related to your space that could funnel traffic your way? And it's okay if it's not exactly your space, but a space that's related enough where they could, within their content, kind of like tell a story and funnel traffic to your product.
Mm-hmm.
And is there search volume in this category? Because I think that'll help you understand if the influencers are there. If they are, they probably own a lot of that search traffic.
And I know it's obviously hard to be too specific when answering a question like that, because you could have product affiliates, like a trinket. It could be a course. It could be an online course. It could be training, whatever, right? So it's all over the board. But basically, you're saying that if you have something that you feel somebody else could benefit from pushing, right? So why don't you just give a couple of examples, maybe on the product side and then on like the online course side? Because again, I think some people are potentially sitting on a gold mine here and they don't know it. So I'd love for you to maybe just spitball a couple of affiliate type of things to give people an example, get their juices flowing so that they can apply that to their own business and be like, oh yes, that is right for me. Let's get a plan built around this, and then we'll dig into that next.
Yeah, for sure. So I think back when the best thing I can do here is tell a story of how I figured out how this would work for me. So back when I was at Realty Shares, Googling what the heck an affiliate program is and trying to figure this out, I Googled around, figured out that I needed to get influencers on my side, right? So I did a bunch of research, used a bunch of tools. I think BuzzSumo is a good tool to help you figure out influencers in a space for specific keywords. Put together a list of influencers and reached out. And I said, hey, Joe, Happy New Year. We're big fans of your blog. I'm reaching out because I think you'd be a great fit for our affiliate program. Realty Shares is the biggest real estate crowdfunding platform. We've onboarded this many affiliates. We pay them this much per completed application on our website. Some of our affiliates are making, X dollars a month. Let me know if you'd be interested in moving forward, right? So I sent that email out probably to 50 different influencers in the real estate, finance, personal investing space. I only got 12 responses. They all said, this is not a fit. I'm not interested at this time. And so that effort really produced 0 affiliate partnerships. And so
yeah, it's always good to learn what you're not supposed to do. But I want to stop you and back up. Like, you're already moving forward with trying to do it.
Right.
But let's really stop and think, okay, you had, what was the product? Real estate shares?
Yeah, so it was a platform for real estate investing. So
it was a platform for real estate investing. So then you thought through and you're like, wait a second, there could be people who have people who do a lot of real estate investing and people who speak on that, who are experts in that. And like, wait a second, their audience could totally use my product, right? And that's what got you thinking, like, because normally you would like, okay, how can I just sell this to those people who need it? And then instead you're like, wait a second, there's other people who can monetize this because we have this awesome platform that we built. We invested all the technology. Now we're letting people basically be, employees or part of our company of sorts. So again, like that, I bet you there's a lot of people sitting on something like that are trying to do, and you should still continue to do it your own way, but like you thought that through. So it was kudos to you and your team there that thought that. So now I would love to dig into how you went to accomplish it.
Yeah.
And let's start, and you kind of did dip into it, but let's talk about the stuff you did wrong. We all hear from experts like, oh, these great, amazing things. And you're like, oh my God, I do everything the wrong way and I make mistakes. But it's nice to hear that we also did and do make mistakes, and we also learn from them. And now we are talking about the solutions, which we will. But yeah, go ahead and let's go and let's move into how we can accomplish it. But do start about what you did wrong, and then let's get into the steps on how you're killing it now.
Yeah. So I think I just went cold, right? I reached out cold to a bunch of people who I thought might want to partner with us, and it didn't work. Didn't work. So I think when you're approaching like how to get started with an affiliate program, once you decide that it is a fit, that there is an opportunity there, that there are people with an audience online that you can leverage and help them monetize their traffic and also get customers for not free, but cheaper, right? Because you're not paying per impression, you're just paying per converted person on your site. So CPA is always better than, CPM and CPC. So, but anyways, yeah, so approaching this cold is not the way to do it, is what I've learned. But what I am going to share with you guys is what did work. And this tactic is something that I've used over and over again, actually, not only to build an affiliate program over there at Realty Shares, but to build partnerships, to build B2B, account-based marketing relationships. There's a lot of different things you can use for, this tactic for. So I will dive in to what ultimately ended up working.
Your secrets, Hailey.
Secrets.
Let's help everybody else.
Every time, I can't believe I share the secret. It's so good.
Yeah, but that's it's so funny. It's so counterintuitive. That's content marketing. We're like, well, I can't let everybody know our secrets. But the reality of it is if people can do it themselves, they're probably going to do it themselves or figure it out anyways. And those who learn from you will want to use you. So I'm sure you have figured that out.
Yes, this secret has already been published in lots of books and podcasts. And so I'm going to share it here so you guys can hear it firsthand.
All right.
How I discovered the secret to really building relationships, but also building an affiliate program. So the affiliate program that I was trying to build, that my approach didn't work. And so I, went back to the drawing board, started working on other channels. But in the meantime, I had a little side blog that I was working on, and it was called Top 5 City Guide. And I had a bunch of data that I had collected. I'd surveyed about 300 people in New York City, and I had all this data about people's favorite restaurants in various categories. So like their top 5 burger places, their top one place to get pizza or place to get ice cream. And I had all this data about people's favorite restaurants in New York. And at the time I was working on an app for it, but I started this new job at Realty Shares. I'm trying to build up all these marketing programs. The app idea fell to the side, but I thought, I have all this data sitting here. Wouldn't it be cool to start a blog about it? And so I started publishing blog posts about this data, about the top 5 best burger places and pizza places and stuff. And every time I posted, and mind you, this was just kind of for fun on the side. This is me practicing my marketing skills. And every time I posted a piece of content, I would post it on Twitter and on Facebook, and I would tag all the restaurants that I mentioned. And to my surprise, people were like big companies and famous restaurants were really flattered by their feature on my little blog, which I thought was so funny, right? Here I am. Here's my little side project blog. And I have big companies like Carvel Ice Cream saying things like, thanks for like Top 5 City Guide. Thanks for including us on your list. 16 Handles was a big ice cream place, proud to make the top 5 list of best ice cream places in New York City, beating out many other places. And a whole list. Caviar San Francisco said, love the list. We're delivering the best San Francisco eats. And a whole bunch of huge restaurants were like, I think 60% of them retweeted it, and another 20% wrote their own tweet. It was really wild. And I had this big epiphany, and that was that people love being recognized, right? At the end of the day, behind every big company and big brand is really just a human sitting behind a computer.
I literally thought that I was going to let you continue when you were talking, when they said, I can't believe that person wrote all that. I was like, well, that's just another Hailey on the other side.
Exactly.
Another person. And when you realize that, you get a lot less fearful of what's going on.
Totally.
There's people behind every title. Now, Sometimes they're mean people, but most of the time they're pretty cool. that's the truth.
For
Go ahead.
sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I just realized, there's probably some social media manager whose job it is to sit on Twitter all day and look for people mentioning them, right? So that's one example. But the other thing is that people don't get recognized as often as you think, right? Even these big brands, even these big companies, were really honored by this feature. Like you think people are talking about Carvel ice cream all the time, but they're really not. And you think that people are talking about, this random CMO or the CEO all the time, but they're really not. And so people don't get recognized as often as you think. So if you can provide that opportunity for people, for companies and brands, that's really valuable. And that's a really interesting way to start a conversation.
That's really, a great point to drive home. Again, a lot of the times people don't get going simply because of fear. And they simply aren't going to do that first video. They're not going to write that first blog. They're not going to reach out to that company. And the reality is, hey, especially if you're, and I know I in my research, I know where you're going with this, and I'm very excited for you to share it. They're definitely not getting on top 5 lists every day. So that recognition, you doing that, it's super awesome to hear. And it is a little somewhat surprising, from the instant, like, oh, wow, first out of the gate, you're getting all that exposure and all these retweets. But then you take one step back and you're like, it's not that surprising. That's exactly how it's designed to work. And you kind of stumbled into the glory of it all. But then now you noticed, and you're like, oh, let me repeat this over and over. So please continue.
100%. Yeah. So I tried to repeat it over and over, and I took this concept back to Realty Shares and I ran with it. And I was like, hey, maybe this will work to build our affiliate program. And so what I did is I went back to the same people I reached out to that first time and many more. And I said, hey, Joe, my name is Hailey Friedman. I'm reaching out because we love what you're doing on your blog. We just created this list of the top 60 real estate investing blogs for 2016, it was at the time. And we ranked you at the top of our list. And as far as I can tell, it's the most comprehensive list ever created. I was hoping you might be willing to consider sharing this with your readers if you think it would be helpful to them, or if for any reason you notice that I'm missing any blogs, let me know and I'll add them. And this time around, Joe replied and he said, holy, I didn't realize there were so many sites out there. Thanks for including me. I'm happy to share. Here's one you missed. And I said, thanks, Joe. There's a ton of great content out there. But in case you're interested, I've been working on putting together our affiliate program for 2016, and I think you'd be a really great fit. Told him a little bit more about the company, and I said, we onboarded this many affiliates to date. We pay them this many dollars per application on our website. Some of our best affiliates are making this many dollars a month. Let me know if this is something you'd be interested in. And he said, yes, I'd be very interested. I'm quite familiar with the company. I've had a few friends do deals with you. Do you have more details on how to get set up?
Unbelievable. Let's all take a moment to appreciate Hailey's genius here. A lot of the times, genius does not come with developing artificial intelligence. It comes with simple things that you bring to the forefront of people's minds and you execute, like content marketing, easiest and hardest thing to understand. It's completely like, but then you get it and you're like, oh, that's all it is. I can do that, right? Yeah. And same with like this idea. Hey, how about you scratch a back or, scratch an ego a little bit, because people like to be recognized. They like the number one date people like to hear is their birthday, right? Like you hear that and you're like, oh, it's my birthday, right? Yeah. I think I read in a cycle of Robert Cialdini's book, like your name, you instantly perk up, right? So when you hear stuff about yourself, it's just, if you're a human being, you're trapped into that law of reciprocity now. Totally. And it is what it is. And you're like so tapping into it in a genius way. So kudos for doing that. Now I do have a question.
Yeah.
It sounds great, top blogs, and I love that idea, and we're going to let you continue through. But how did you find those top blogs? How did you go about sourcing all of that out? Because it's going to be hard for you to read 200 blogs and then pick out the 60 you like best. That'll take you all year. So that was probably something that if you could share how you went about that, because you want to have integrity with your piece on the top blogs. At the same time, it's not realistic for you just to start ranking them in your head or even on a sheet like by the value, because it's a little, you're biased, you're one person, right? So how did you go about, creating a legitimate list? Because we want to have success, but you gotta be honorable in what you're putting out for your readers. You didn't want to do the top 5 things in New York where you just, what's around me? What do I like? No, you did your research and you actually got real stuff and you made it real. So we want this stuff to be real life. So how did you do that?
Yeah. So we used a bunch of different tools and things. So we kind of looked at, I think BuzzSumo lets you look at different blogs. You can type in like a specific keyword and see different sites and different posts that get the most shares and likes and comments and things. You could also use a tool like SEMrush to check out various, like look at a site that might be your favorite blog and then see who their competitors are and understand their site traffic. You can look at their Alexa ranking, their domain authority score. And
that's what you did. You just tell me what you did. So that's
We looked at a number of different things. So collected all this data, actually put it all in an Excel sheet next to each other. And there are also a bunch of sites that already ranked the best, real estate investing blogs.
You just typed that into Google, top blank blogs, and then you got a bunch on the first 5 pages.
Sometimes there's not always a list available, but some people have already done the work of listing them, and it might not even be like the best ones. They just gathered a list of all of them that they could find. Mm-hmm. And so lists like that can help you get your list started. And then from there, you can gather the data around the other points of it, like what is the site traffic and Alexa ranking and domain authority score and social shares and things like that. And once you have all those numbers, you can kind of put together a little weighted score and rank who you want to.
Absolutely. And you can obviously pick the top 5, but ranking something 12th or 23rd, no big deal, as long as you make the list. Right. And you're going to look through the ones that are legitimate. So I got you. Just wanted to give people a good starting point because I don't want to leave people here with great. Wait a second. Where do I start again?
Yeah.
So, all right.
The other thing is you don't have to necessarily rank them in order.
Yeah.
You can just list 60 that.
Or something even too. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Continue. What were your next steps to your grand success here?
Yeah. So, out of the 373 influencers that we emailed, 66 of them ended up signing up for our affiliate program, which is, an 18% conversion rate, which was pretty wild compared to the first attempt.
Yes.
And with that strategy alone, I was able to grow our affiliate program 9x year over year, but really it ended up growing so much to the point where we couldn't even afford to run other marketing channels because the affiliate program was driving so much traffic to our site. And it became the largest scaling marketing channel we had and the highest ROI channel that we had as well.
So what did you do to help them be successful? I mean, I assume you did more than just said, here's our program, do with it as you will. I mean, maybe that's all you did. I don't know. But in looking at this ourselves, I mean, we're thinking through potentially creating graphic elements for people to utilize, email tweets, stuff like that. What did you do? Did you house a content asset page for them to download stuff, or what did you do to help them be successful with this? For sure.
So signing up affiliates is not enough in and of itself. There is a lot of work that goes into maintaining and kind of massaging your affiliate program to the point where it's actually working for you. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you'll need to do is get some kind of tool or system where you'll be able to track your affiliate program. You'll need your affiliates to have somewhere to sign up where they can get their unique tracking link and they can start adding that link into their content. And they'll want to be able to have visibility into how they're doing, right? How many clicks they're getting on their links, how many conversions, and how much revenue they're accruing. And in order to do that, you really need to have a platform for them to log into.
And like CJ Affiliate, I assume, is one of them. What are some of your favorites?
So when I was looking, because the product was a real estate investment platform and we were regulated by FINRA, and so it was we couldn't just take on any affiliates, just anyone. We'd have to make sure that they were actually a really high quality partner, and review their site and make sure that the things that they're saying are true and real and things like that. And so with that kind of attention, we used a tool called first we started using a tool called OmniStar because it was like it's a cheap, affordable way to get started. I think it's like $47 a month or something. So it's like a quick platform. And on that platform, you can upload assets and things for them to use, like ads and maybe recent press about your company and blog post templates for them to use, email templates, things that makes it easier for your affiliate to go get started promoting your content. And from in there, they can track, how they're performing. But and then we switched over to a tool called Ambassador because that's where we house our referral program, and so we moved our affiliate program there as well. And that tool is nice because you can embed it into your product and it works really smoothly, and you can even like pay your affiliates.
And that tracks everything, shows everybody. Does that also create the unique affiliate links for you, these programs?
Exactly. Yep. Okay. It tracks everything. And the nice part about that tool is it also incorporates all the email communication that goes out on every side. So if you're using that for your affiliate or referral program, when someone signs up, your affiliate gets an email letting them know. And when someone takes an action where they get paid, they get an email about it. It sends them emails when payments are coming and going. And so it can be a lot to handle all those communications back and forth if you don't have a platform automating that.
Well, you have to have a platform. I mean, we like the company that we're, looking to get this rolling with, you're not going to be a professional affiliate, situation if you don't have affiliate tracking and all of that. And so I do implore everybody to set that up. Now, if you want to test the waters and reach out to 5 people that could sell your product, and you want to do it, like that, I mean, sure, test to see if it makes sense. But if you really want to do it right and you really want to, really reach out and do the whole blogging and big play, let me just say you must, it's table stakes. You must have that set up. So it's a bit of work, but it's a potentially massive windfall of opportunity. So what else did you do to help people be successful? Is it get them set up, get them access, get all this done, get the people signed up? And then is it a set it and forget it, or are you consistently communicating with your affiliate partners? And if so, what are you communicating with them about?
Yeah. So I think one thing that's very important, the beginning is important, right? So making sure you're getting on the phone with them and onboarding them, and starting to build a relationship. It really is a relationship. If you treat it like that, I think you'll see more success, and helping them brainstorm about how they can approach it and what kind of different strategies you've seen work successfully in helping them get there. I think the important thing to realize is that the 80-20 rule applies here. So not every affiliate will be a great affiliate. Actually, most of them will be pretty crappy affiliates. But you probably know which people are going to be incredible affiliates. It's the people who have a ton of traffic, who probably already have affiliate partners that they do a lot of work with. And so it's those people you really want to get on the phone with and build a relationship with and really build a partnership with, whereas the other ones, it's not worth your time.
80-20 rule applies to almost every facet of life. It's unbelievable. And just real quick, that means that 80% of your business is going to come from 20% of your efforts, or in this case, 20% of your affiliates. So what are some of those ideas? What are some of the things that you've seen that I assume what happens is experience plays a role here. You see what works, you give ideas, see other results, give ideas. So what have you seen? What ideas are you giving your affiliates?
Yeah.
What have you seen work?
So, so the things that work really well see a lot of affiliate programs do things like pre-written blog posts or pre-written emails, or pre-written ads that they can put on their site. All these things work. If your affiliate is someone who's really going to be active in writing about your product and company, then you'll want to I've seen it be really helpful to give them important data points about your company, about your growth, maybe press pieces that mention your company. Really give them as much fodder as possible, because if they're going to be sitting down and writing content, they want to make it as robust and interesting and comprehensive as possible. So I think also sharing blog posts of other affiliates you have in your program that have been successful. If you do find that, oh, there's one that works, share that post with other affiliates to give them ideas of the type of content that works to sell this product.
Awesome. Man, time flies when you're having fun. We're towards the end, and I think we've only touched on a few things, but I think we've touched on all the most important things here. Let me see if there's anything else I want to for sure get from you, but I really think we've covered a lot here, and let's recap this. If you have a product or service or anything that you feel like other people could sell, for you, that would make sense, which would align. It could be, and let's also understand, let me also paint this picture. You've all seen this happen with influencers. You see influencers and they do it in I don't want to say sneaky, that's kind of a bad word, but they do it in such a way where you don't know that they're doing it. They might say, hey, look at these pairs of shoes. I just love them. Or I have my new bedhead pajamas on. That's how influencers make money, everybody. You always wonder how these people with 2 million Twitter followers, what do they do all day? Well, every now and then they drop something and then they make a whole bunch of money, either from somebody paying them to do that, but a lot of the times it's an affiliate link that they make money on. So it could be shoes, could be pajamas, could be software, it could be all kinds of stuff. So just think through, do I have a product that would make sense that other people could sell based on their audience and their influencers? Number two, understand that those people are looking to monetize their audience. A lot of the times you have a big best-selling book author. They don't have another book coming out, or it will be in 3 years. And they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs or going on the speaking, or being tired of being on the speaking tour. And they're speaking to their audience though. They're blogging, they're doing webinars, they're doing podcasts, they're doing all kinds of stuff, but they also are looking for ways. So you are approaching people that should be welcomed. Now, with that being said, you got to approach them in a strategic way. And what Hailey's given us today is a fantastic, I even told her before this, when I was doing my research, I was like, that's genius. That's just genius. It's so smart. It's just so smart. But it's nothing that we all can accomplish through a little bit of elbow grease and research. So approach them with a gift of being included in a top 5, top 10, top 50, top whatever. Make sure it's honorable. Make sure it makes sense. She's shown ways on how to do that. And then once you get going, make sure you properly set up your affiliate relationship or your affiliate situation with the proper tools in the track, which will help with the links and the tracking and all of it. And then communicate with them, give them ideas, make sure they have good assets, and then for sure get in bed with the top 20 percenters and see about doing some bigger pieces, maybe co-branded blogs, maybe webinars together, whatever, but really work that. Did I leave anything out? Is there anything else you want to add before I have to let you go that you feel is of the utmost importance here?
I think the only thing that I would add is that as you bring on affiliates, it's important to incentivize them early. So if you can, as they sign on, if let's say you're going to pay your affiliates $40 per conversion, tell them if they send over their first few conversions before the end of the month, you'll lock them into a special $60 per conversion rate, and that'll really help jumpstart the relationship.
Awesome. And do you ever do any contests with all of your affiliates? Do you ever do some big rush at the end of the year or beginning of the year or anything like that?
I haven't, but I have seen others do it, and I do think it works.
Yeah. We've seen a guy named David Gonzalez, and I forget who he works for, but anyways, he's just the best in the business. So type in David Gonzalez affiliate, and by the way, you should reach out to him, and in fact, I'll connect you because I've seen him run the most fantastic contests. It's pretty amazing. So, all right, well, how can people continue to learn from you, Hailey? Because it sounds like they need to.
Absolutely. So if you want to keep learning about growth marketing tactics like this affiliate one, you can visit my blog. It's called growthmarketingpro.com. And actually, my partner and I just released our first product. It's called the Custom Growth Playbook. So if you're looking for customized solutions to growing your business, your startup, you want to know what the most important tactics are, you can check out playbook.growthmarketingpro.com to learn more.
Awesome. All right, well, Hailey, until next time, and thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Thanks so much. It was great being here.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the latest podcast. Feel free to go to magnificent.com/blog to see the show notes for this interview, as well as those from many other of the world's top marketing experts. Have a great day.